Hello, friends. It's Chris.
It's Zach.
And welcome to another episode of Chris and Zach's Quick Attacks.
Hey, who's that? Especially spooky stream today, Friday the 13th. Ooh,
It's my brother's birthday.
Lots of creepy stuff happening to you today.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of box elder bugs outside my work office.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Fucking hate those things. They're so useless.
Nothing yet to me.
Nothing for you. Nothing for me.
Nope.
Yeah. No. Not been spooky for me. Just
Another day.
Just another Friday. Friday the 13th. What is that noise? Oh, it's me knocking on my table. Never mind.
Jason's coming for you.
All right. Anyway,
Jason Voorhees is gonna.
Jason, Assman.
Assman Voorhees.
All right. So today we got you guys know the drill. It's the 10 to 15 minute discussion of whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And today we're going to talk about loot boxes.
Loot boxes, the greatest gift to gaming in the recent history of gaming. The best thing to keep games going indefinitely.
At least within the past year and a half or so, ever since Overwatch really introduced them.
Yeah, I mean, because they were in mobile games, like pretty much all mobile games, that's like the model they're based on, is having loot boxes, in-app purchases. And then they started slowly creeping into like AAA games. Mm-hmm. And basically with Overwatch, it kind of cemented that loot boxes are here to stay in AAA games.
Yep, absolutely. Obviously, the most recent, actually, I believe today it just came out, the Shadows of Mordor?
Yeah.
Or no, Shadows of War.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor was the first one. Shadow of War is the sequel.
Okay, so Lord of the Rings Shadow of War came out today, and it has loot boxes in it.
Yeah.
Over the last weekend.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No. It's we're getting to it. I mean, It's like just loot boxes in games that because the first one did not have loot boxes, and it's like, oh, we need to have loot boxes in the sequel. It's like, well. First one didn't have loot boxes.
Over the last weekend, we were privy to the Battlefront 2 beta. Well, I wasn't. Yeah. I didn't get to play it, but a lot of people got to play it, and we were introduced to the fact that, well, before we get into that, Battlefront 2 was announced back in E3 that all the DLC was going to be for free. Every single one of the DLC. And we were like, okay, what's the catch? And apparently the catch is now there's loot boxes.
Yes, because... they can't just give stuff away for free. They got to find their money somehow.
Exactly. I mean, it's a good way to make money. These loot boxes. It's a good return investment because people are going to go and invest their time invest their money into these loot boxes to increase their rate of play, I guess. Yeah. Or increase their chances of getting these special skins, stuff like that. But in Battlefront, you get quite a bit of stuff. You get these things called star cards, which, if I'm not mistaken, they actually change the way that your characters work in the game. They kind of buff your characters a little bit.
Yes, so that's like the inherent problem of this loot box system is you're getting something that enhances the game, which you can use your money to get, which alters the game. Yes. It's not like an Overwatch where it's like you just buy a shit ton of loot boxes. You're only going to get cosmetic things. It's not something that will change the game at all. Yeah, you can get some cool outfits. That doesn't change the game. The game is still the same game with any outfit. Doesn't matter. Yep. This one, you're literally buying something that changes the way the game plays, which is basically you're right on the line of pay to win there. I mean...
Yeah. So, you're right. You're striding the line of pay to win, obviously the outfits. There's emotes. There's victory poses in these loot crates. There's also in the beta this last week, and there's a crafting system involved in crafting weapons, and it appeared that the only way to get the central reagent to use the crafting system was through the loot boxes. And the only way you can get loot boxes at the time was to either buy them with money or get them with the in-game currency.
Yeah, and slowly accruing in-game currency.
Yeah, and it looked as if the currency of the reagent that you're getting, it would have taken quite a long time to get to the cost of upgrading a weapon or making a weapon or something like that is a little too high. It was probably like 600 or something like that, 600 of these reagents, and you'd only get maybe like 30 to 40 in a loot crate.
Yeah, so that right there is like, well, that's total like abuse of your player base. If you're going to do stuff like that, you're going to lock all the best weapons behind, like, basically you're locking it behind a paywall. You're not going to say it's locked behind a paywall because, well, you don't ever want to say that in the game because that's like completely anti-consumer and people will boycott your game if you say that. But that's what they're basically doing in this system, is saying like you can only get the best stuff if you pay for it, because the drop rate is going to be so incredibly low. The only way to get a bunch of loot boxes is to use your own money, to break out your wallet, to go into your actual money and buy it. But they basically like wisened up and they changed some stuff.
Yeah, they changed some stuff. More specifically, they changed. Now there are many things you can earn in the game, including weapons, attachments, credits, star cards, emotes, outfits, and victory poses. So you can actually earn these things while you play.
Which is like, duh.
Yeah. As a balance goal, where I'm reading this off of Game Informer, they kind of have a little bullet point section of the blog that that EA and DICE released in response to the beta outcry. Another point is, as a balance goal, we're working towards having the most powerful items in the game only earnable via in-game achievements.
Which makes sense again, too. It's like, you shouldn't reward the people that are putting out the most money for this game. You should reward the people who are playing your game the most. So the people who are really investing their time into your game, ranking up, playing a lot of the game, give them the good stuff, not the people who just bust open their wallets and pay a shitload of money.
Yep. I mean, the crates itself will still include a mix of star cards, outfits, emotes, and victory poses. But if they do what they say in the above mention here, if you can still just earn the more powerful items, the most powerful items through in-game achievements versus getting it in a freaking loot box, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. I can do that. I can deal with that. Another point they're doing is players earn crates by completing challenges and other gameplay milestones, or by purchasing them with in-game credits or crystals, which is their premium currency.
Yeah, I mean, they still have it, but...
Mm-hmm. If you get duplicate star card in a crate, you'll get crafting parts, which you can then use to help upgrade the star card of your choice.
Yeah, so it's just less feel-bad moments where you just crack open a loot box and you just get crap. I mean, you can still use it towards something.
Yep. And then lastly, you have to earn the right to be able to upgrade star cards and unlock most weapons. You can only upgrade or unlock them if you have reached a high enough rank, which is determined by playing the game. So obviously the blog talked a lot more about the beta as a whole, because there were a lot of things that people were questioning, like I think there were only like 2 weapons you can play as, or there were only like 2 weapons that you can get. Like I said, the crafting reagents was a huge issue, but obviously it looks like they seem to have addressed it, and it's kind of good to see a big AAA studio like EA taking action, EA and DICE taking action to please the people.
Yeah, I mean, and this makes sense because they don't want, say they don't change anything and people are saying like, well, we're going to boycott your game, we're not going to buy Battlefront 2, we're just going to not buy it. Well, that is horrible for EA. If people if like a big petition to like basically say boycott Battlefront 2, well, that sucks for EA because they spent a lot of time and money on this game and they want it to be a success. So obviously they want to make sure the consumers are happy. They don't want to alienate anyone. So they're going to say, yeah, okay, we're sorry. We'll change up our system. We'll make sure it's a little bit more player friendly, not just basically shoving these loot boxes down your throat is the only way to win.
Yep. And I'm wondering too, like, since you say that, I'm wondering too if they learned their lesson from Mass Effect, because obviously EA owns BioWare, and Mass Effect, when the early access came out, people were floored because it was so horrible, and people canceled pre-orders.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's kind of a catalyst of what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, and then like you also saw like, because they allowed people to stream the beta and to post the Mass Effect beta on like YouTube and stream it on Twitch. Well, that gets a lot of people watching and saying like, "Wow, this game sucks.
Yep.
The animations look like shit. Don't buy this game." And a lot of people are going to take notice, and people are going to stay away from it.
Absolutely. So I'm thinking they learned their lesson from it, and it's obviously they seem to be on the in front of things. More about loot boxes. The ESRB. What's they stand for again?
The Entertainment Software Ratings Board. It's like the people that give the games E, T, M rating and all that stuff.
Yep. And they say that loot boxes are not considered gambling. They claim they are similar to like collectible card games in which you buy a pack of cards. You may not get everything that you wanted, but you still get something for your money. Whereas if gambling, if you go and buy a scratch off and you don't win, well, you just lost $2-3, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, they're basically saying like, and also the ESRB admits, like, we're not like basically the authority on what's gambling, what's not. They're saying you have to go to like a gambling commission to actually get like an official, is this gambling? Is this not gambling? But I mean, no, loot boxes aren't gambling because, like you said, you still get something with your money.
Yep.
Most of the time, the drop rates on loot boxes are just atrocious. Like you're almost guaranteed to get shit out of a loot box. So I mean, it's like, yeah, like they're not gambling, but they're always like feel bad moments in loot boxes.
Yeah, there's always some feel bad moments, especially if you've unlocked a lot of the stuff that the game has to offer, and there's barely anything out of a loot box that you can get. But at the same time, I don't spend money on loot boxes. I get them through in-game means. Overwatch, they have the, win your first game of the day or of the week, or win this type of matchup once per day, or 3 times per day, and you get loot boxes out of it.
Yeah.
I only do that. I don't put money into this stuff. It's because I realize, it's a waste of money. I already spent my $60. I will take that. I will take the $60 that I spent. I will buy your game, but I'm not going to spend any more on it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because say your initial investment, like time is money. Like people debate that time is money. So say
time
you buy
money,
the game.
Friend.
Exactly. You buy the game for $60 and you play it for X amount of time. Well, you can like basically figure out, okay, so I played this game for this much time. I can figure out how much I've spent on it, like each like hour playing it. The more you play it, the farther your money goes. So like you play it for, say, okay, I play it for 60 hours. Well, that's $1 an hour. Like, hey, that's pretty good. Like, that's not bad.
Yep.
You play it for longer than that, and like you're basically okay. Like, this is really worth it. Like, this is worth my purchase. So,
yes, sir.
Don't buy loot boxes. They're just they're a bad deal, and it's a way. It only benefits the developers and the publishers. The players usually don't get anything if you can earn them in game. Well, the players don't get anything out of them. It's basically just money back into the pocket of the publishers and the developers.
That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. So we want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the comment and notify bell and all that stuff. And we'll be back real soon with some more videos. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.